Welcome to Dokudog. Today, we explore one of the most iconic landscapes in the world, Yellowstone National Park. A place of breathtaking beauty and untamed power, filled with geysers, wildlife, and secrets hidden beneath the surface. But how did it all begin, and what does the future hold for this natural wonder? Let's dive in.
Introduction.
Long before it became the world's first national park in 1872, Yellowstone was a land of immense mystery and untamed beauty. Spanning nearly 3,500 square miles across the states of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, this vast wilderness was forged by powerful volcanic forces millions of years ago. Its dramatic landscapes, ranging from lush forests and expansive meadows to roaring waterfalls and deep canyons, tell a story of fire and ice, upheaval, and rebirth. Even before explorers and conservationists set eyes on it, Native American tribes lived in harmony with these untamed lands for over 11,000 years, weaving the natural wonders into their myths, legends, and daily survival. The First Inhabitants.
Archaeological evidence suggests that human presence in Yellowstone dates back to the Paleo-Indian period, around 9000 BCE. Tribes such as the Shoshone, Crow, Blackfeet, Bannock, and Kiowa traveled through the area, following seasonal migrations of bison, elk, and deer. The Shoshone, known for their adaptability, even crafted unique bison-hide boats to cross the park's rivers. They referred to the geothermal features as land of the burning ground and regarded geysers and hot springs as sacred sites, believing powerful spirits resided within them. The use of obsidian, a volcanic glass abundant in the park, was central to their survival. They fashioned spear points, arrowheads, and tools from this sharp material, trading them across the continent in a network that extended for thousands of miles. Myths and legends.
The legends of these tribes are as vibrant as the land itself. Stories spoke of giant creatures guarding the geysers and spirits that roamed the forests at night. Some believed the eruptions of Old Faithful were messages from the earth, while others told of mysterious lights floating above Yellowstone Lake, which they saw as omens of coming storms or disasters. These tales, passed down through generations, shaped a deep respect and cautious reverence for the land. Discovery and exploration.
In the early 19th century, the first non-native accounts of Yellowstone emerged. John Coulter, a former member of the Lewis and Clark expedition, ventured into the region in 1807 after parting ways with the explorers. His descriptions of boiling rivers, spouting steam, and landscapes unlike anything known to the outside world were met with disbelief and mockery. Dismissed as Coulter's hell, these tales were considered too fantastical to be true. It wasn't until the Folsom-Cook-Peterson expedition in 1869 and the more formal Washburn-Langford Doane expedition in 1870 that scientific reports and detailed sketches began to legitimize Coulter's stories. Photographs by William Henry Jackson and paintings by Thomas Moran captured the imagination of the American public, portraying landscapes so surreal that Congress could no longer ignore the calls for protection. The birth of a national park.
With industrial expansion threatening America's natural wonders, the movement to protect Yellowstone gained momentum. On March 1, 1872, President Ulysses S. Grant signed the Yellowstone National Park Protection Act, establishing it as the world's first national park. This act was revolutionary, not only in the United States but worldwide, serving as a blueprint for the global national park movement. Early park management, however, was a struggle. Poaching, deforestation, and vandalism were rampant, and funding was limited. In 1886, the U.S. Army was deployed to manage and protect the park, a duty it performed for over 30 years. Soldiers established outposts, built roads, and enforced the law, laying the groundwork for the National Park Service, which would be created in 1916. Early tourism and development.
The arrival of the Northern Pacific Railway in the 1880s transformed Yellowstone from an isolated wilderness to a popular tourist destination. The park's remote location meant that only the wealthy could afford the journey, leading to the construction of grand hotels like the Old Faithful Inn and Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel. Tourists traveled by horse-drawn stagecoaches, guided by park rangers through a landscape of erupting geysers, mud pots, and crystal-clear lakes. By the early 20th century, the rise of the automobile democratized access to the park, bringing in thousands of visitors each year. Challenges and controversies.
While tourism brought funding and attention, it also introduced significant challenges. Predators such as wolves, mountain lions, and grizzly bears were aggressively hunted to protect the game for sport hunters and tourists, disrupting the park's ecological balance. By 1926, wolves had been completely eradicated from Yellowstone, an action that led to a chain reaction affecting elk populations, vegetation, and even river patterns. The banishment of indigenous tribes who had lived and hunted in the park for millennia was another dark chapter, highlighting the often painful clash between conservation efforts and native rights. The role of scientists and conservationists.
Notable conservationists like Theodore Roosevelt played pivotal roles in preserving the park. Roosevelt's visit in 1903 inspired further protections, and his advocacy led to the expansion of federal lands dedicated to conservation. Early biologists conducted the first comprehensive studies of geothermal features and wildlife, uncovering the complex interdependencies of Yellowstone's ecosystems. These findings would eventually influence policies that aimed to preserve not just individual species but the intricate web of life that supported them. Conclusion of Part 1.
The story of Yellowstone is a tale of discovery, exploitation, and ultimately preservation. Its transformation from a land feared and revered by native tribes to a symbol of global conservation showcases the enduring power of wild places. As we move forward, understanding Yellowstone's past helps us appreciate its present and ponder its future. Stay tuned as we explore what Yellowstone looks like today and what challenges lie ahead.
Subscribe to Doka Dog and join us next time as we uncover more mysterious legends from around the world.